Thanks, Your Worship. I'd just like to make a few additional comments if I can before we take questions. I think it is worth underlining the salvage challenges that are out there. Many of you will be aware of the time it took to set up the piping system and the pumping system the first time through on the Rena, and that was due obviously to the challenges of the smashed pipes and all those other things which greeted the salvage team when they first went on board the boat. The reality is, even assuming that things go well for a few days from here, it's going to take time for them to set themselves up again. Some of the challenges that I've heard from the salvage team is just, for example, whether it would be possible to work inside the hull at this point, or whether they'll actually have to enter from outside the hull. That's one of the things that they're going to have to assess, whether it's safe to put people down inside the hull of that ship with the state of it and the way it is and how much water there is in it. So we do all have to understand that they're operating in a very challenging, I have to say, dangerous environment. And I personally take my hat off to those guys. I spoke to a number of them this morning. They are professionals. They, as we've been told, the best in the world, but this is still doesn't change the fact that this is very challenging and very, very dangerous. While I'm there, I'd like to thank all the people involved in this operation. We have, on a rough count, about 1,000 people professionally involved with the outfit at this point, including at the command centre and the teams, the various teams that are out, both the planning teams, the logistics teams, and the teams picking up the oil and wildlife teams, the salvage teams, and a whole bunch of other groups that I haven't mentioned, and a real number of people from right around the world, and that we should take the time to thank, including the Australians, of which there are 30, the Australian team over here, UK, USA, Canada, Singapore, Netherlands and Brazil, to count the ones we're aware of. I had the opportunity to, as Stuart mentioned, visit the volunteer training, the volunteer supervisor training set up today at Alani Surf Club, and of course those trainers are the ones that are training the volunteers. Could I just underline that point about this weekend, because there has been a bit of talk around the media of people coming to the Bay of Plenty, particularly this weekend, to help with the clean-up. I'm going to suggest that they just take a bit of a deep breath. We're going to need them in the coming weeks, and actually we've got a good number this weekend, but people are naturally going to flag as time goes on. If you keep cleaning up the same beach, it gets hard work. So for those at Waikato and further afield that are thinking about coming over, to take a little bit of time, and certainly perhaps next weekend or the weekend after might be the ones when the locals are starting to flag a little bit. There is plenty of work ahead for everybody. Don't worry that you're going to miss out. There is a lot of work over here with what's been happening at this point. Finally, I'd like to mention the World Wildlife Program. I made my second visit there today, and they are doing a fantastic job, and as we all know, some of it's pretty heart-rending when you see the state of some of those birds that come in, and the successes are quite few compared to the ones that they're dealing with, but certainly the other end of the scale is heartening to see the ones that they've been able to save, and they've got a very good operation there now, again with a lot of people from around the world. They're doing it quietly, but they're doing a fantastic job. So perhaps we pause there, and happy to take questions.